Love can be a beautiful thing, but for Eleanor Hayes, it was a deadly trap. Imagine, for a moment, believing that you finally found the love of your life, someone who fills your days with laughter and your nights with sweet dreams. You open your heart, trusting them completely, only to discover that your deepest vulnerability is being exploited. This is not just a story of romance, it's a real-life story of Eleanor, a tale that will leave you questioning the true nature of love and the fragility of trust. Eleanor Hayes was a kind-hearted art teacher from Savannah, Georgia. With her warm smile and gentle demeanor, she brought joy to everyone around her. For 45 years, Eleanor dedicated herself to her career, inspiring young minds to explore their creativity and express themselves through art. Her classroom was a sanctuary, filled with laughter, paint, and the vibrant colors of imagination. Yet despite her fulfilling work and the love of her friends and family, there was a lingering emptiness in her heart. She had spent years focused on her students and her job, but deep down, she longed for companionship, someone to share her life with, someone who would see her for who she truly was. Then, one fateful day, Eleanor met Victor Ramirez, a 36-year-old aspiring chef who seemed to sweep her off her feet. From the moment they were introduced, Victor captivated her with his charm and charisma. He was everything Eleanor had dreamed of, attentive, passionate, and full of life. He would surprise her with delightful dinners, tantalizing her taste buds with his culinary creations. With each meal he painted a picture of love and romance that danced in Eleanor's heart. She felt alive again, as if the years of solitude had melted away in the warmth of his affection. Victor's laughter was infectious, and his eyes sparkled with enthusiasm as he shared his dreams of becoming a renowned chef. He spoke of his passion for food as if it were an art form, and Eleanor couldn't help but be drawn in by the intensity of his dreams. He made her feel cherished, special, as if she were the center of his universe. Every moment spent together felt like a page from a fairy tale, and Eleanor believed she had finally found her happily ever after. But what she didn't know was that Victor had no interest in love. Beneath the surface of his charming persona lay a darker motive. He was not there for Eleanor's heart, he was there for her modest inheritance. Victor saw an opportunity to secure his own future, and Eleanor, with her trusting nature, was his unsuspecting target. While Eleanor envisioned a life filled with love and happiness, Victor was weaving a web of deceit, carefully plotting how he would take everything she held dear. As their relationship blossomed, the contrast between Eleanor's genuine kindness and Victor's hidden intentions began to take shape. She was a woman filled with hope, believing in the goodness of others, while he was a man driven by greed, willing to manipulate her trust for his own gain. This was the beginning of a story that would unravel the very fabric of their lives, revealing how easily love could become a weapon, and trust could lead to tragedy. Victor's plan was meticulous, carefully crafted like a masterful dish prepared by a skilled chef. He understood that to fully gain Eleanor's trust, he needed to present himself as the perfect partner, one who was supportive, loving, and utterly devoted. Over time, he convinced her that their love was meant to last forever, and with that, he took a significant step in his dark scheme. With charm and persuasion, Victor convinced Eleanor to marry him. He painted a beautiful picture of their future together, filled with dreams of love, laughter, and shared success. "We should manage our finances together," he insisted. "It will strengthen our bond." He made her believe that sharing financial control was a sign of trust and commitment, and in her heart, Eleanor wanted nothing more than to believe in their love story. So, with her heart wide open, she signed over control of her finances to Victor. It felt right to her, a testament to their deepening relationship. To everyone around them, they seemed like the perfect couple. Friends admired their chemistry, and family members congratulated them on their engagement. They were the envy of many, a picture of love and unity. Victor played his role flawlessly, charming everyone who crossed their path, all while hiding the sinister truth that lay beneath the surface. However, as the days turned into weeks, cracks began to form in Victor's perfect act. Eleanor's heart, once filled with joy, began to feel the weight of uncertainty. It started with small things. A strange feeling whenever she checked her bank statements or noticed unusual charges on her accounts. She brushed off her concerns initially, convincing herself that she was just being paranoid. But soon, the discrepancies grew too large to ignore. Money was missing. Transactions appeared that she had never authorized. When she confronted Victor about her growing suspicions, his charming demeanor shifted like a sudden gust of wind. His anger flared, and he lashed out at her, accusing her of being distrustful and paranoid. "How could you question me like this?" he shouted, his voice laced with frustration. It was a tactic designed to intimidate, to deflect blame. And it worked. Eleanor felt her heart sink as the man she loved turned hostile, and she began to realize that something was terribly wrong. The loving partner she thought she knew was slipping away, revealing a side she had never seen before. Doubt crept into her mind, and with it came fear. She started to wonder if her trust had been misplaced, if the man who had promised her a lifetime of happiness was, in fact, hiding a dark and dangerous truth. In her gut, she sensed the threat looming closer, but she couldn't yet grasp the full scope of Victor's manipulation. As the shadows of doubt grew, so too did her determination to uncover the truth. Little did she know that the web of deceit had already ensnared her, tightening its grip with every passing day. Victor knew that divorce would ruin everything he had schemed for. It was a terrifying thought for him, losing the life he had carefully constructed around Eleanor's trust and generosity. He had worked too hard to gain control, and the idea of being exposed sent shivers down his spine. Desperation clawed at him, and that's when he devised a sinister solution, one that would ensure he could maintain his grip on her life, her finances, and ultimately, her very existence. Every night, under the cover of darkness, he poured a dangerous mix of industrial chemicals into Eleanor's wine. It was a chilling act of betrayal, a calculated move that would slowly poison her body while allowing him to maintain the pretense of a loving husband. Victor chose his chemicals carefully, ensuring that the poison would work slowly, just enough to mimic the symptoms of a progressive illness, and he would never say a word. As Eleanor sipped her wine, believing it was simply a comforting end to her day, Victor watched with cold calculation as her health began to deteriorate. At first, Eleanor brushed off her growing fatigue and the strange ailments she experienced. She attributed her weakness to stress, believing it was simply a result of her demanding job and the emotional turmoil she felt from the cracks in her marriage. But as the days turned into weeks, she found herself increasingly unable to shake off the exhaustion. Simple tasks became monumental challenges, and the vibrant woman who once filled her classroom with energy began to fade away. To her friends and doctors, Victor appeared to be the devoted husband, tirelessly caring for his ailing wife. He played the role flawlessly, bringing her soup when she felt unwell, comforting her with kind words, and assuring everyone that he was doing everything he could to help her recover. But behind closed doors, he reveled in his deception. He was not a loving spouse, he was a predator, watching as his prey grew weaker and more vulnerable, all while maintaining an image of concern that masked his true intentions. As Eleanor struggled through the haze of her illness, Victor's facade only grew more convincing. He would hold her hand, whisper sweet reassurances, and even criticize her friends for wanting to visit, claiming they would only tire her further. "I just want you to rest, my love," he would say with feigned sincerity, all the while ensuring that the poison slowly worked its way through her system. And to everyone else he was a devoted partner, but in reality he was orchestrating a chilling symphony of betrayal, a macabre plan that was unfolding right under their noses. Eleanor, caught in the web of her own vulnerability, had no idea that the very man she had trusted with her heart was the architect of her suffering. Each sip of wine brought her closer to a fate she could never have imagined, while Victor continued to manipulate the narrative, ensuring that no one would suspect the truth. As her strength waned, so too did her ability to see the danger lurking just a breath away. She was trapped in a nightmare, and the only person who could help her was the one person she trusted the most. Eleanor's best friend Amanda wasn't convinced by the picture-perfect life that Victor painted for everyone else. From the very beginning, something about the way Victor had entered Eleanor's life felt off to her. While others admired the couple's apparent love and devotion, Amanda felt an unsettling sense of dread creeping into her heart. She had known Eleanor for years, sharing countless memories, laughter and tears. Their bond was built on trust and understanding, and Amanda knew Eleanor better than anyone. But as weeks turned into months, Amanda watched in growing concern as Eleanor's health continued to decline. The vibrant woman she had grown up with, who once filled every room with her laughter and creativity, was slowly fading away before her eyes. Amanda felt that familiar knot of anxiety tightening in her stomach. Why hadn't Eleanor reached out for help? Why was Victor so quick to keep her isolated? When Victor flatly refused to let her visit Eleanor, alarm bells went off in Amanda's mind. His words were laced with a defensive edge, and the way he spoke about Eleanor's condition sent chills down her spine. "She's too weak to see anyone right now," he insisted, his tone sharp and dismissive. Amanda felt a rush of anger rise within her. Deep inside, she knew that something wasn't right. It didn't make sense. Eleanor had always been strong and independent, and yet here she was, hidden away by a man who claimed to love her. Determined to uncover the truth, Amanda took matters into her own hands. After agonizing over the situation, she decided to contact the authorities, demanding answers about her friend's health and safety. "Something is wrong," she urged, her voice shaking with urgency. "Eleanor is a good person, and she deserves help. I fear for her life." The authorities initially seemed hesitant, but Amanda's heartfelt pleas ignited a spark of concern. They agreed to look into the matter, but Amanda knew they needed more than just her intuition to take action. Days turned into a blur of anxiety and sleepless nights as Amanda waited for answers. Each passing moment felt like an eternity, and her thoughts spiraled into a storm of worry. She couldn't shake the image of Eleanor's fading smile from her mind. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw her friend in pain, trapped in a situation that seemed impossible to escape. And then, the moment of revelation arrived. A toxicology report that would change everything. The results were horrifying. The tests confirmed what Amanda had suspected all along. Eleanor had been poisoned over time. The very person she had trusted implicitly, the man who had vowed to love and cherish her, had been slowly destroying her life. The news struck Amanda like a freight train, knocking the breath out of her. She felt her world tilt on its axis as the weight of reality crashed down like a tidal wave. By then, Victor had fled, leaving a trail of devastation in his wake. His disappearance only deepened the sense of urgency and desperation. The authorities launched a manhunt, but the damage was done. Eleanor was gone, and the vibrant woman who had once filled the lives of those around her with joy was now a haunting memory. Amanda was left grappling with the enormity of the situation. She had lost her best friend, and in its place lay a deep sense of guilt and helplessness. How could this have happened, she wondered, her heart heavy with grief. She had tried to reach out, tried to protect Eleanor, but the darkness that Victor had cast over their lives had been too powerful. In her heart, she felt a burning determination rising, a fire fueled by the love she had for Eleanor, and the promise she had made to always be there for her. As the pieces of the puzzle fell into place, Amanda vowed that she would not let Eleanor's story end in tragedy. She would seek justice for her friend, no matter the cost. She would tell Eleanor's story to the world, shining a light on the horrors of manipulation and betrayal. Eleanor deserves to be remembered, and Victor must be held accountable, she promised herself, feeling the weight of her resolve settle firmly upon her shoulders. In the days that followed, Amanda became a whirlwind of activity. She gathered evidence, spoke to friends and family, and worked alongside the authorities, determined to uncover the truth behind Victor's facade. Every step felt like a tribute to Eleanor, a way to honor her memory and ensure that her story would not fade into obscurity. "I will not let this man get away with what he has done," Amanda declared, her voice steady and unwavering. The fight for justice had only just begun, and she would stop at nothing to see it through. The manhunt for Victor Ramirez had become a nationwide obsession. News of Eleanor's tragic story spread like wildfire, capturing the attention of media outlets and stirring the hearts of people from all walks of life. Amanda, fueled by her determination to seek justice for her best friend, became a key figure in the campaign to find Victor. She appeared on talk shows, sharing Eleanor's story and urging anyone with information to come forward. The public rallied behind her, and as the days turned into weeks, Victor's face became a familiar image across every screen. Then, in a stroke of luck, a tip came in from a concerned citizen who recognized Victor from a news broadcast. He had been hiding in a remote cabin, trying to escape the consequences of his heinous actions. The authorities quickly mobilized, and within hours, the search culminated in a dramatic confrontation. As law enforcement surrounded the cabin, Victor realized that his time had run out. He was taken into custody, the weight of his crimes finally catching up to him. With Victor's capture, Amanda felt a surge of relief wash over her. But it was a bittersweet victory. The justice system would now take its course, and Victor faced serious charges including murder and fraud. As the trial unfolded, the courtroom became a stage for the chilling details of Eleanor's life and untimely death to be revealed. Witnesses spoke of her kindness, her dreams and her tragic demise at the hands of the man she had loved and trusted. The jury listened intently as the evidence piled up against Victor, each piece a testament to the manipulation and betrayal that had unfolded. Finally, the verdict was delivered. Victor was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. There would be no escape from the consequences of his actions, and for Amanda and all of Eleanor's loved ones, there was a sense of closure. Yet, as they left the courtroom, a heavy silence hung in the air. Justice had been served, but for Eleanor, it had come far too late. The vibrant artist, the loving friend, the devoted teacher, her life had been cut short, leaving a void that could never be filled. In the aftermath of the trial, Amanda found herself reflecting on Eleanor's story, a haunting reminder of the fragility of trust and the dark side of human relationships. She recognized how easily love can become a weapon, how the people we hold dear can sometimes harbor the darkest secrets. Eleanor had been a beacon of light, a woman who believed in the goodness of others, and yet she had fallen victim to the very thing she cherished most: trust. As Amanda honored her friend's memory, she knew that Eleanor's story needed to be shared far and wide. It was a story of love turned toxic, of betrayal that shattered lives, and a warning to others about the dangers of misplaced trust. We must always be vigilant, Amanda thought, for sometimes the greatest threats come from those we least expect. Eleanor's legacy would not be forgotten. Amanda dedicated herself to advocacy work, raising awareness about the signs of manipulation and the importance of recognizing unhealthy relationships. She spoke at schools, community centers, and support groups, ensuring that Eleanor's story would resonate with others, that it would serve as a cautionary tale for anyone who might find themselves in a similar situation. In the end, Eleanor Hayes was more than just a victim. She became a symbol of resilience and hope. Her story would inspire change, spark conversations, and perhaps save lives. And though Victor was behind bars, the lessons learned from Eleanor's life and tragic death would live on, a testament to the enduring power of love, even in the face of betrayal. As we reach the end of Eleanor's haunting tale, we are left with difficult questions that linger in the air. What would you have done if you were in Amanda's shoes? Would you have noticed the signs of manipulation and deceit? Could Eleanor's life have been saved if someone had intervened sooner? It's a chilling thought, and one that reminds us of the importance of vigilance in our relationships. Every day we put our trust in others, believing in their good intentions. Yet Eleanor's story teaches us that sometimes those we hold closest to our hearts can harbor secrets that lead to unimaginable consequences. It challenges us to reflect on our own relationships and to be aware of the dynamics at play. I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think could have been done to protect Eleanor? Have you ever experienced a situation where trust was tested? Let's open up this conversation, because together we can learn and grow from these experiences. And if you found this story gripping, if it resonated with you or sparked a fire of emotion within, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. By doing so, you'll join our community and ensure that you never miss out on more captivating stories like Eleanor's. Stories that shed light on the complexities of human relationships and the dark corners of our world. Thank you for being a part of this journey with us. Remember, awareness is key, and together we can make a difference. Stay vigilant, and until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.